Hey, our fellow Cortanas, and welcome back to my channel. I am Cropivian, and today it's my review of Joker Folie Deux. And I just got done watching this movie, was unable to see it in theaters, which kind of grinds my gears a little bit, but it's fine. Finally got to see it through DVD, and what are my thoughts about it? Well, my thoughts are that it is nowhere near the worst movie ever made. Not even close. I can say that with complete and utter confidence because not only did I like the first film from 2019 so much, and really that to me was the best film of that entire year, aside from the fact that I'm just a Joker fan in general, but my fandom has nothing to do with these films. Where I'm coming from in saying this review is completely, separate from my fandom of the Joker and the character, and it comes more from the love that Todd Phillips showed for this character and for these two films and this universe that he was setting up and everything. So, of course, Joker Folie Deux stars Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix, of course, reprising his role from the first film, Joker, in 2019. And this one, when I first heard about it, I was interested, intrigued. I was like, okay, I kind of didn't expect a sequel, but okay, we're getting one. So let's see what else comes out about it. Let's see what else they can do with it. Then I heard that Lady Gaga was going to be in this, taking up the role of Lee Quinzel or Harley Quinn. That intrigued me even more. I was like, ooh, okay, that makes sense, She kind of has that ability to tap into that kind of side of things for her character. Okay, let's see where that goes. The next report I heard was that it was going to be a musical. First thing that kind of popped in my head were all the musicals that seem to have music every 5 minutes and don't really tell much of a story, or every 10 minutes, and it's like, where's the story at? Why are we just getting all this? This is all just pomp and circumstance, and it's not really working that well. This movie lets you kind of settle in a little bit before any kind of singing starts. And that's one of the things that I have to praise this film about, is it's not a musical every 10 or 5 minutes. It's very spread out. And when it happens at the points where it's needed, where it's necessary, where it's building layers to the character of Arthur Fleck. And that in and of itself is very interesting because of just what you see throughout the film and how all the world that is around Arthur is affecting him, and how he is basically becoming the idol for the depraved and sick-minded and everything else in between on that, at least within the realm of the film. It is an amazing dichotomy between Gaga's Lee Quinzel and Phoenix's Arthur Fleck. When those two are on screen together and nobody else is there, they stand tall. And it is amazing to see how they worked with each other. And whether or not you have that same outlook, that's not really the... And, this film starts out very interesting because it brings in an animation style to it called uh, that is that talks about the shadow of the Joker. And it is interesting because throughout the film you there's kind of this undertone of the shadow, which is the Joker, over Arthur Fleck. But then there's also this other shadow, which at the end of the film catches up with Arthur. Spoiler alert for those who may not have seen this film, but I will get to that a little later. So, we get into Lee Quinzel, and we get Arthur Fleck together, and they get into a scene class, of course, and that's where it all starts. That's where the fireworks start up, and it just, at first Arthur's very kind of almost one flew over the cuckoo's nest style. He's just kind of there. He pretty much knows that he's supposed to be there, but at the same time he's struggling with a lot of what's going on, and it's very visible on his face. He's like, why am I here? I feel like everything's against me and I feel dead and blah 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 blah. Then you see that first spark of light in his eyes when he sees Lee for the first time, and it's like, okay, there's that spark. He's found it. Now it's gonna start rolling. And eventually, as the film goes on, she shows how much of a dangerous side she has. And it is such an amazing performance given by Lady Gaga. Like, it should be one of those performances that goes down in history as a great performance just because of what she did with the character and the fact that she took it and made it her own and really built layers upon the mythology of the character Harley Quinn. She didn't do the voice, and I'm sure a lot of people are disappointed because they probably wanted to hear Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn voice. I'm glad that she didn't do that. Because in all technicality, if you want to get technical about this, which we are going to, there's really not a Joker voice for Joaquin Phoenix. In the first film, he does kind of get a little childlike with it almost, and more playful with it. And the only thing, though, that really hints at the Joker is the laugh. And it's, from the first film, it's brilliant how Joaquin played with that and how they toyed with that laugh and how sometimes you can tell it's the real one, sometimes you can tell it's a fake one, sometimes you can't tell at all whether it's real or whether it's fake. And it's amazing. And the fact that you don't really know that a lot of some of the film is actually happening in his mind, and the bottom doesn't get pulled out from underneath you until later on in the film, which, speaking of that brings me to the end of Folie Deux, because this film had what I call a pull the rug out from underneath the audience moment. This ended with my mouth agape. Like, I did not see that coming. Because I didn't see this ending coming. And it was honestly the best ending that you probably could have had for this character, who was living a very hard life, who created this ideology of the Joker, and that's what the Joker is an ideology. But the one that does it to Arthur ends up basically becoming the Joker. And it's like, see, the Joker is not just Arthur. It's not just one person. It is an ideology. It is something that you can't kill. Same thing with Batman. And I believe it was Batman Begins where when they are getting everything made to become Batman, and Bruce is bringing in the Batcave and everything else, where he's talking about the ideology and something that can't be killed. And then you see that throughout the 3 films of the Dark Knight trilogy. And then you see it with the Joker films. How it's an ideology that gets born, and it's an ideology that lives on. And that is so brilliant and so well done that if they were to make another one, it would, honestly, I think it would tarnish what this film did at the end of it. And the fact that, again, I have to go back into the film a little bit here, but the fact that they bring in people from the first film to tie in to the fact that he's under trial and everything for his acts in the original film is such a great moment, because a lot of this film takes place in a courthouse and Arkham State Penitentiary, I believe it is. And it is, without a shadow of a doubt, those 2 set pieces are in and of themselves what make this movie a damn well made movie, and a damn good movie at that. Is you have the very dirty prison and mental asylum and everything, and then you have the very clean cut court system, which has the underbelly of grit and the underbelly of dirty and criminal in its own right. And it was so well done, so amazing. And if you think that there was too much musical going on and not enough story being told, well, I hate to say it, but I can't agree there at all. It was spaced out perfectly, and while I'm not a fan of musicals at all, this one did it in a way that was interesting. It did it in a way that was different. It did it in a way that it didn't make me want to turn the movie off and go, I can't handle this singing crap anymore. It kept me in it, because I understood that it was building the layers of the characters, and it was beautifully done. Just beautifully done. On every level, from an acting level, a technical level, just everything. And the set pieces within the realm of when it goes into Arthur's mind and they're singing and everything like that, for the majority, it's so interesting that they're kind of telling a secondary story with that. Actually, you got Arthur, you got Lee Quinzel, and then you got a third story going there, which is kind of the shadow story that is started in the animated beginning. And it's, oh man, it really is a film that is not deserving of being called the worst movie ever made, because I've seen some films in my day, and this one is nowhere near the worst film I've ever seen. Not anywhere near it. It's got a little of a Clockwork Orange mixed with a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and yet it still has that layer that the original Joker had that just mixes really well. If you take it not as a musical, you sit back and you enjoy it as a story film and a character film, and not a comic book based film. Take it as, just like with the 2019 Joker, take it as a movie. Take it as it's building up a character. It's telling a story. And it's doing a damn good job of it. And it's entertaining as hell. It is absolutely entertaining as hell, and that's what movies are designed for, to be entertaining. And it is that, and then some. If there is anything else that I may need to touch on, I'll probably do it in a later video. But I just wanted to hop on here real quick and let my opinion be known, my review be known of this film, and how it's definitely going to be notched as one of my favorites. Similar to 2019 Joker. But I'm going to end this video right here. I thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumb on that like button. If you want to subscribe, it'd be really cool of you. If you want to leave a comment on your opinion of this film, whether you think it's good, whether you think it's bad, or even if you think it's meh, or if you think that it deserves a third film with somehow, someway Arthur surviving, or a fresh face in the role of the Joker, go ahead and leave your comment of why you think that. I'm always interested to hear from you guys, because I always love hearing from you guys. Aside from all that, always remember to imagine your dream, create your happiness, and live your life on the edge. And I will see you in that next episode. See ya.